Welcome back to the deep dive. Got a listener request today.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's a big one. We're diving into Max Healthcare Institute Ltd's Q2 FY25 results.
someone's doing their homework?
That's what I was thinking. They must be gearing up for like a big investor meeting.
Maybe, or just really interested in the company.
Either way, we've got them covered.
Let's do it.
We're going through their press release, investor presentation, even those unaudited financial statements, the whole 9 yards.
You know what's really interesting here? Max Healthcare isn't just putting out numbers.
What do you mean?
They're making some serious power plays.
Like what?
Did you see that they got a controlling stake in JP Healthcare Ltd?
No way. That's massive.
Huge shakeup in the Indian healthcare scene.
So we're not just crunching numbers today.
Right.
It's about understanding the story behind those numbers.
Absolutely going beyond just the what.
And figuring out the WHY.
Before we get into the details, though,
Yeah.
let's paint a picture of Max Healthcare. They're a big player in India's private healthcare sector, 22 facilities, nearly 5,000 beds, primarily concentrated in North India.
So Delhi, Punjab, that area.
Exactly. And they're aiming for the top spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they envision themselves as like the most respected healthcare provider in the country.
That's a bold vision.
It is, but they're backing it up. They're focused on clinical excellence, advanced technology, and they're serious about research.
They've also got some big names backing them, right?
Oh, yeah. They've attracted investments from folks like Capital Group, the government of Singapore,
Wow.
BlackRock, Fidelity Investments.
It's a pretty strong vote of confidence.
Definitely. Now let's get to the heart of it.
Okay.
Those Q2 FY25 results.
Hit me.
Revenue. A whopping 22% jump year over year.
That's not just a jump, that's a leap.
Exactly. Landing at INR 2,228 crore.
So what's driving that growth?
Well, a surge in patients.
More people coming through the doors.
Occupied bed days are up 18%.
Wow.
And they're also earning more per patient. ARPOB, that's average revenue per occupied bed, it's up 2%.
So they're not just attracting more patients, they're providing higher value services.
Exactly. Now let's look at their operating EBITDA. It's a key measure of how profitable their core operations are.
Kind of like a health check on the business.
Precisely. And it reached INR 566 crore.
Not bad.
With a healthy 26.6% margin.
And what about their profit after tax?
Solid INR 349 crore.
Okay, so things are looking good so far.
Really good. But here's what impressed me. Their free cash flow.
All right, let's talk about that.
They generated INR 464 crore.
Wow, that's a lot of cash.
It is, but here's the interesting part. A big chunk of that, INR 217 crore, went straight back into expansion projects.
So they're not resting on their laurels.
Not at all. They're reinvesting for future growth.
Now let's dig into that JB Healthcare acquisition.
Okay.
They secured a 63.65% stake for INR 397.63 crore.
With options for the rest of it.
Smart move.
Yeah.
And they're adding a 500-bed tertiary care facility in Noida,
Which is prime real estate.
right in the heart of the National Capital Region.
And to really understand why this is such a big deal, we need to zoom out and look at the Noida market.
Okay.
It's booming. Growing population, high density, strong incomes.
A recipe for success in healthcare.
Exactly. Max Healthcare is positioning itself right in the middle of this growth.
So they're not just acquiring a hospital, they're acquiring a massive opportunity.
Now, they're not just slapping a new coat of paint on JP Hospital.
No.
They've got bigger plans. They're talking about leveraging synergies, introducing enhanced medical programs, expanding capacity, even tech upgrades.
So it's more than just an acquisition, it's a revitalization.
Speaking of revitalization, let's talk about the Max Super Specialty Hospital, MSSH, in Dwarka.
Okay.
This is a brand spanking new 303-bed greenfield facility.
So brand new.
Opened its doors in July 2024.
Wow.
Strategically located in southwest Delhi.
Serving a massive residential population.
Exactly. And it's part of their asset-light expansion strategy. They're managing the operations without necessarily owning the building itself.
Smart move.
Keeps things lean.
And they're emphasizing strong community engagement and service excellence.
Which says a lot about their long-term vision.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, remember those acquisitions from Q4 FY24?
Which ones?
MSSH Nagpur and MSSH Lucknow?
Oh, yeah.
They've been integrated into the Max Healthcare network.
Seamlessly, I might add.
And they're already delivering strong results.
Shows you they know how to not just acquire, but actually absorb and optimize new assets.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, healthcare is about people, right?
Absolutely. It's about clinical excellence, about taking care of people.
And Max Healthcare has a track record that speaks for itself.
No kidding. Their press release highlighted some incredible achievements.
Like what?
3,000 liver transplants, around 4,333 kidney transplants,
Wow.
and something like 1,884 bone marrow transplants.
These aren't just numbers,
Right. They represent lives saved and improved.
and their commitment to innovation is remarkable.
Pushing the boundaries with things like that successful robotic-assisted CIBG procedure at Nanavati Max Hospital.
Amazing.
And the first fully robotic Bori flap reconstruction at Max Pet Pardonge.
So they're not just adopting new technology.
No.
They're using it to make a real difference in people's lives.
Exactly. So how are they achieving this level of excellence?
Well, they're deeply invested in research and academics.
Oh, yeah.
They published 112 articles in high-impact journals just in Q2 FY25.
That's a lot of papers.
They've got 124 clinical trials and 21 grant studies going on.
Busy folks.
And they're collaborating with big institutions like Boston University,
Oh, wow.
Imperial College London, even the IITs.
They're not just practicing medicine, they're advancing the entire field.
That's impressive. So we're seeing a company that's firing on all cylinders.
Right. Acquisitions, greenfield projects, clinical excellence.
And they're relentless about innovation.
All built on a very solid financial foundation.
But let's be real for a second.
What do you mean?
The Indian healthcare landscape is competitive.
Oh, yeah?
And regulations are always changing.
Sure.
So it's not all smooth sailing.
It's a dynamic environment for sure.
And that leads to a crucial question for you, dear listener.
Hit us with it.
How will Max Healthcare navigate these challenges, especially with their ambitious growth plans?
It's a question worth thinking about as we delve deeper into their story.
All right, let's break down their growth drivers and future outlook.
Okay.
Their investor presentation lays it all out.
They have multiple avenues for expansion.
And they're pursuing all of them,
First, they're optimizing their existing infrastructure.
making the most of what they've got,
Increase utilization, improve efficiency.
getting more bang for their buck.
Then they've got this aggressive brownfield expansion,
What are we talking about here?
adding a whopping 2,600 beds in the next 4 to 5 years.
That's a lot of beds.
Imagine the impact on their capacity and reach.
Wow. And they're continuing their asset-light expansion as well,
Management contracts, long-term leases.
like with the MSSH Dwarka.
Exactly. Expand without the full financial burden.
Smart. Now, are they overlooking those capital-light adjacencies?
Not at all.
Ventures like Max Lab and Max at Home.
Those are smart ways to expand their service offerings and tap into new revenue streams.
Without massive investments.
Exactly. And of course, they're embracing the digital revolution,
Can't ignore that.
building a digital ecosystem to enhance the patient experience and streamline operations.
They're really going all in on digital.
It's not just about keeping up with the times,
It's about positioning themselves as a forward-thinking provider.
especially in such a rapidly evolving landscape.
But let's not forget about those potential challenges.
Right.
We talked about increasing competition.
That's a real force to be reckoned with.
The Indian healthcare market is attracting tons of investment.
From within India and globally.
So Max Healthcare is facing competition from everywhere.
Other large chains, specialized clinics,
Even smaller providers.
all fighting for a piece of the pie.
This could put a lot of pressure on their pricing and profitability.
Makes it crucial for them to stand out.
Through quality care, innovative services,
And top-notch operational efficiency.
and then there's the ever-changing regulations.
Oh, yeah, can't forget about those.
The government is working hard to improve healthcare access and affordability.
Which often means new rules and policies.
And those impact how healthcare providers operate,
Absolutely everything from pricing to infrastructure.
even down to the way they operate day to day.
Max Healthcare needs to be agile to navigate those changes.
It's a constantly evolving landscape.
Okay, but despite all this, Max Healthcare seems well-positioned for long-term growth.
What makes you say that?
Well, they have a solid foundation
Strong track record, healthy financials.
and a clear vision for the future.
They're not just drifting along,
No, they have a plan.
and they're executing it well.
Combining organic expansion, acquisitions, asset-light partnerships, digital innovation,
It's multi-pronged attack.
and their commitment to clinical excellence really sets them apart.
Not to mention the research and academics.
They're not just delivering healthcare today, they're shaping the future of medicine in India.
But it's crucial for them to navigate those challenges,
The competition, the regulations,
and they need to address the evolving needs of the population.
to maintain their success.
Okay, I've got one final question for you, dear listener.
What's that?
Given their strengths and these challenges, what do you think Max Healthcare's next move will be?
What innovative strategies or bold decisions will they make to solidify their position as a leader in the Indian healthcare industry?
It's a question worth pondering as you continue to follow their journey
Absolutely. Keep exploring, keep asking questions.
and keep diving deep into the world of healthcare.
This is just the beginning. All right, let's peel back another layer here.
What do you mean?
Let's look at their financials a bit closer.
Okay.
Their balance sheet actually reveals some interesting details.
Like what?
Well, their gross debt,
Ah,
it stands at INR 2711 crore.
okay. That sounds like a lot.
It is a significant sum, but it's not necessarily a red flag.
What do you mean?
Well, you have to look at it in context, right?
Okay.
Their net cash position at the end of September was actually positive INR 313 crore.
So they have cash on hand.
Exactly.
Right.
Plus, they have that strong free cash flow we were talking about,
Right.
which suggests they're generating enough cash to comfortably cover their debt obligations.
And still have room to invest in growth.
Precisely. Now, there's another interesting item on their balance sheet.
What's that?
It's called deferred contingent consideration payable.
Oh, okay.
It's about INR 484 crore.
Okay, for those of us who don't speak fluent finance, what does that actually mean?
Basically, think of it as future payments they've committed to
Okay.
under various agreements, often tied to acquisitions or partnerships.
All right.
For instance, they have these long-term contracts with certain societies.
Okay.
These societies own and operate hospitals.
Yeah.
And Max Healthcare has a significant stake in these hospitals.
So both financially and operationally.
Exactly. But they don't outright own them. So this deferred consideration represents those future payments they'll make to these societies.
As part of their agreement.
Right. It's like a long-term financial commitment.
So it's something to keep in mind when looking at their overall picture.
Absolutely. Now, let's switch gears a bit and look at some of the operational metrics
Okay.
highlighted in their investor presentation.
So good.
One key metric is their EBITDA per bed.
Which essentially tells us how efficiently they're running their operations.
Exactly. It came in at INR 74.5 lakh.
How does that compare to last year?
It's slightly lower.
Is that a concern?
Not necessarily, especially considering they've added new facilities.
Right. Those take some time to reach peak efficiency.
It's like a new restaurant. It takes a while to smooth things out.
To get everything running like a well-oiled machine.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how this metric trends in the coming quarters.
As those new acquisitions are integrated.
They fine-tune their operations.
Okay, what other metrics should we be paying attention to?
Well, their bed occupancy rate is a good one.
What was it?
It hit a healthy 81% in Q2 FY25.
So people are choosing Max Healthcare.
Those beds are filling up.
And they saw a nice increase in occupied bed days too, right?
Oh, yeah, up 18% year over year.
So they're not just maintaining occupancy
They're attracting more patients.
and utilizing those beds effectively.
Their average revenue per occupied bed, or ARPOB, was also up slightly.
What was the number?
INR 76.1 thousand.
So they're making more revenue per patient.
It's a positive trend, reflecting their ability to provide higher value services.
Now, what about their outpatient consultations?
They've seen a steady rise there as well.
What's the latest figure?
Hit 7.8 lakh in Q2 FY25.
That's great. They're not just focused on inpatient care then.
They're providing a wider range of services to a broader population.
Absolutely. Now, we can't forget about their international patients.
Oh yeah, those are a significant source of revenue for them.
What do they bring in this quarter?
INR 178 crore in Q2 FY25.
And what percentage of hospital revenue is that?
It's roughly 9%.
So they're attracting patients from across the globe.
Building a reputation for quality care.
They're not just a local player anymore.
They're making their mark on the international stage.
Now, let's dive into another area where they really excel.
What's that?
Their strategic approach to clinical excellence and innovation.
We touched on their achievements earlier.
But it's worth emphasizing their multidisciplinary approach.
What do you mean by that?
They're not just specialists in one or two areas.
Right.
They offer comprehensive care across a range of medical disciplines
So they can cater to diverse patient needs.
and provide those holistic treatment plans.
And their commitment to innovation is truly impressive.
Absolutely.
They're investing in cutting-edge technologies like robotic-assisted surgery.
Which is a testament to their focus on improving patient outcomes.
Remember those examples we mentioned?
The robotic-assisted CABG procedure and the fully robotic Bori flap reconstruction.
Exactly. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
They're not content with the status quo.
always looking for ways to enhance care and improve outcomes.
And their dedication to research and academics is commendable.
Forming partnerships with top universities and research institutions around the world.
It's like they've created this incredible ecosystem where medical expertise and research come together
to drive those advancements in healthcare.
These collaborations help them stay ahead of the curve,
Conduct groundbreaking research,
and attract top talent.
Their publication record and involvement in clinical trials speak volumes about their research capabilities.
They're not just delivering healthcare today.
They're shaping the future.
Through research and collaboration.
And it's not just about the high-tech stuff either.
Right.
They're deeply committed to training and development.
Nurturing the next generation of healthcare professionals.
They have a robust program with over 500 students enrolled in DNB programs.
Wow.
Across 35 specialties.
That's impressive.
Fellowship programs, tailored training, even online courses.
They're really investing in people.
Ensuring the future of healthcare is in good hands.
And their commitment to social responsibility is truly heartwarming.
What do you mean?
They have free treatment programs.
Right, to make sure everyone has access to quality care.
Even those from economically weaker sections.
In Q2 FY25 alone, they provided free treatment to over 39,000 outpatients and 1,259 inpatients.
It's great to see a company giving back like that.
It speaks to their values and commitment to the community.
Now let's shift our focus back to their growth drivers.
Okay.
Starting with those ambitious brownfield expansion plans.
Adding a massive 2,600 beds in the next few years.
Do we know where they're focusing these expansions geographically?
Well, a significant portion is in the National Capital Region,
NCR.
where they already have a strong presence. They're expanding existing facilities.
Like the Max Super Specialty Hospital in Second.
And Max Hospital in Pat Parganj.
Further solidifying their foothold.
And strategically adding new facilities in the NCR as well.
Like that 250-bed hospital under development in Greater Mohali.
Exactly, catering to the growing demand in that area.
But they're not limiting themselves to the NCR, are they?
Not at all. They have projects in Lucknow, Nagpur, Dehradun.
Diversifying their reach.
Tapping into the healthcare needs of other parts of India.
It's a smart strategy.
Casting a wider net, so to speak.
Absolutely. And their asset-light strategy is another key element of their growth.
Partnering with other entities to expand without the full cost of ownership.
We saw this with the Max Super Specialty Hospital in Dwarka.
Operated under an O&M arrangement.
Operations and management.
Right. Managing the hospital without owning the building.
A capital-efficient way to expand.
And they're actively pursuing more of these O&M contracts and long-term leases.
It gives them flexibility to adapt to market changes and seize new opportunities.
Maintaining that lean and agile approach.
Which is crucial in a dynamic market like healthcare.
And it's interesting that their asset-light approach extends beyond hospitals. Their non-captive pathology vertical, Max Lab, operates through a network of partner-run and company-owned collection centers.
Maximizing efficiency and reach without owning everything.
Their partnership model is a key driver of growth for them in that segment.
Okay, now let's talk about those capital-light adjacencies. Max Lab and Max at Home.
Those are strategically important because they allow them to diversify revenue streams.
And tap into a broader range of patient needs.
Reducing their reliance on just the core hospital business.
Max Lab, their pathology business, has been growing impressively.
Expanding their footprint to cover over 50 cities across India.
And they're constantly innovating.
Introducing new tests and services to meet evolving needs.
So they're staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. Now, Max at Home, their home healthcare service,
is a great example of how they're responding to changing patient needs.
The demand for convenient and personalized care is on the rise.
And Max at Home is meeting that demand.
Offering a range of services right in the comfort of people's homes.
Everything from physiotherapy to doctor consultation.
Even critical care at home.
It's about providing comprehensive care, while acknowledging that sometimes the best place for a patient is their own home.
Especially for an aging population.
And those with chronic conditions or mobility limitations.
The convenience and personal attention are key.
But their home healthcare business isn't just about revenue.
No.
It's part of their commitment to delivering holistic and patient-centric care.
All right, we can't forget about their digital initiatives.
Oh yeah, they're investing heavily in building a digital ecosystem.
And that's playing a crucial role for them.
Enhancing patient experience and improving their own operational efficiency.
Their website traffic has grown a lot.
which means they're reaching a wider audience online.
Leveraging those platforms to make healthcare more accessible.
Patients can schedule appointments, access medical records,
Even consult with doctors remotely.
all from home,
They're also harnessing the power of data analytics,
to optimize their operations,
analyzing patient data to identify trends, improve resource allocation.
ultimately enhance the quality of care,
It's clear they recognize technology as a catalyst for change in healthcare,
using it to improve patient experience and streamline processes.
ultimately delivering a better care.
But we've been focusing on the positives.
Right.
We can't ignore the challenges they face.
Despite their growth and strong financial position,
It's a dynamic and competitive environment out there.
one of the biggest challenges is the increasing competition in the Indian healthcare market,
This sector's attracting a lot of investment,
both from domestic and international players.
creating a crowded playing field.
They're facing competition from other large chains, specialized clinics, even smaller providers.
Which puts pressure on pricing and profitability.
Makes it crucial for them to differentiate themselves.
Through quality care, innovative services, and operational efficiency.
And then there's the regulatory landscape.
Always evolving,
The government is working to improve healthcare access and affordability
which often means new regulations and policies.
that impact how providers operate.
Everything from pricing to infrastructure requirement.
Max Healthcare needs to be agile,
Adapt to these changes quickly.
and they need to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to the evolving needs of the population.
India's population is aging,
Increased demand for geriatric care and management of chronic conditions.
and the rise of lifestyle diseases can't be ignored.
Diabetes, heart disease,
Adapting to these shifts requires investment.
in specialized services, infrastructure, training.
Staying ahead of the game, anticipating those future needs.
But despite these challenges, Max Healthcare seems well-positioned for long-term growth.
They've got a solid foundation.
A proven track record, strong financials, and a clear vision.
Their multi-pronged growth strategy is impressive.
Combining organic expansion, acquisitions, asset-light partnerships, digital innovation.
And their commitment to clinical excellence sets them apart.
Not just delivering healthcare, shaping the future of medicine.
But they have to navigate this competitive landscape,
Adapt to the regulations.
address those evolving healthcare needs.
If they want to maintain their success.
All right, I've got one last question for you, the listener.
Okay, hit us with it.
How will Max Healthcare leverage its strengths and navigate these challenges to solidify its position as a leader?
It's something to think about as you follow their journey.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've covered a ton of ground today.
We have.
We've gone through Max Healthcare's financials,
Yeah.
explored their strategies,
Mm-hmm.
we looked at their commitment to clinical excellence, and even talked about the challenges they're facing.
It's been quite a journey.
Now, let's take a step back and think about what we've learned.
What are the key takeaways for our listeners?
What does this tell us about Max Healthcare?
Big picture stuff.
Well, I think it's clear that this is a company on the move.
Oh, yeah, they're not just growing.
They're strategically expanding their reach and services, acquisitions, new projects.
With asset-like partnerships.
It's like they're playing 3D chess.
Always thinking ahead.
They have a clear vision for the future.
And they're not afraid to go after it.
They're not just reacting to trends, they're shaping them.
And here's what really stands out to me.
What's that?
They're not just focused on profits.
Yeah.
Their commitment to clinical excellence research and academics is really at their core.
It's not just about treating patients today,
It's about investing in the future of healthcare,
pushing the boundaries of medical innovation.
nurturing the next generation of healthcare professionals,
They understand that healthcare is about people,
improving lives,
advancing the field,
making sure quality care is accessible.
and their social responsibility initiatives prove that.
The free treatment programs, for example.
It's a testament to their commitment to the community.
And let's not forget about their financial strength.
Right, that robust free cash flow
Low leverage.
gives them the stability and flexibility to pursue their ambitious plans.
Without overextending themselves.
They're in a good position to handle whatever comes their way.
But we can't ignore the challenges, right?
Of course not. The competition is fierce,
The Indian healthcare market is attracting a lot of players.
and the regulations are always changing.
Max Healthcare needs to navigate these challenges carefully if they want to stay on top.
So, dear listener, here's something to think about.
What's that?
Given everything we've discussed, their growth strategy, commitment to excellence, and the challenges ahead, what do you think Max Healthcare's next move will be?
What kind of bold decisions will they make to solidify their position as a leader?
It's something to keep in mind as you follow their journey
Keep exploring, keep asking questions.
and keep diving deep into the world of healthcare. That's it for this deep dive.
See you next time.